Atlas Clear's goal is to build a cutting-edge, technology-enabled financial services firm that would create a more efficient platform for trading, clearing, settlement, and banking of evolving and innovative financial products with a focus on small to middle market financial services firms. With me is John Shibley, the Director and Executive Chairman, and Craig Ridenauer, the President. So great to have you both here. So, John, do you want to start and just explain the company? Give me an overall view.
Sure, I'm happy to, Jane. And thank you for having us on. We are building a cutting-edge prime brokerage, prime banking, clearing and settlement platform. And what we're structuring is a unique regulatory combination of a correspondent clearing firm called Wilson Davis & Company and a Federal Reserve member bank. So the marriage of those two, correct from the ground up, allows us to apply new technologies and get into new products. And so we've got a model that has been around for a long time, but our competitors are big, huge bureaucratic firms, and we're simply more nimble. So we're very excited about where we are and what we're building.
And Craig, talk about the technology part of it and the innovative products part of it. How do you visualize the business?
Absolutely. Well, the target markets that we're going after right now are the small financial institution space. So it can be broker-dealers, it could be family offices, it can be funds. Generally institutions that have been orphaned by the larger clearing firms. And so what we've brought in is some proprietary world-class technology that we want to layer into for risk management, product development, speed, execution, services. But we also want to provide through our subsidiary, Wilson Davis, the clearing platform to go to these small institutions to provide solutions for them that, quite frankly, they can't get to right now. They have to piggyback to get just regular assets, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds cleared. So we have a licensing set with Wilson Davis. It's utterly unique. It's some same licensing set of the Pershings of the world, but we're going to target that small institution space, then really provide a technology solution for them that they don't have access. They can better manage their clients' portfolios, also have better margins, and deliver better product. That will also lead us into developing of new products that we'll be able to distribute out to them so they can make a decision. Is this something, especially with the new administration coming in, is this something that fits their clients' portfolios? So we believe we've got a really unique opportunity in front of us.
Well, I was going to ask about how you are different than others in this space. And you want to expand on that a little bit?
It really is how we're structured and how we're able to come from the ground up correctly. We've been running market structure and fintech firms for over 30 years. And we've learned how to marry highly regulated brokerage firms and highly regulated banks correctly through a technology backbone that makes us more efficient. So we're particularly excited about this year because with the new administration coming in, we think finally the United States markets will get clarity on crypto, and crypto will be a big portion of what we attack in 2025. So we're different because we're able to be more nimble in a heavily regulated space.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask about that. If crypto is among these new products that you might be offering at some point.
It absolutely is, and we'll be able to eventually custody it, loan against it, give our customers, which are actually financial intermediaries themselves, the ability to give their clients portfolio margin against crypto and stocks and bonds, all in one efficient tech platform.
Okay. Now, you have had a de-SPAC.
Yes.
So you're traded here, right? At the New York Stock Exchange.
We are traded.
Okay.
We are traded at NYSE Amex, and going through the de-SPAC process was absolutely awful. I mean, it was horrible.
So explain the process.
Well, we funded the SPAC in early 21 when they were still warm. And then as the administration that was then in power came and started looking at the SPACs, there were a lot of bad deals that went through the SPAC process. And the regulators really stepped on it and favor fell out. We raised initially $200 million. And out of trust, we only took $675,000. So to get through the SPAC process, because the company that we bought, Wilson Davis, is profitable, it's growing, it's very well run. To buy that, we had to take on some really nasty convertible notes. Okay. And that really pressured the stock. So we're honored to be trading on this fantastic floor, but our stock has been really compressed because of the way the de-SPAC unfolded. Now, we recently announced a new financing partner that's coming in with $45 million. That will allow us to completely restructure our convertible notes, completely change the dilution forecast that we have going forward, and most importantly, to finalize the business model, get the bank acquisition in place, deliver the technologies we've promised. And so with 2025 unfolding, we think it's going to be a banner year for us. We're very, very excited.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the new administration. Crypto-friendly, supposedly, and also regulation-friendly. In the banking industry in particular, do you think that will help your business?
It definitely will. When we really labored under the last SEC chairperson For whatever reason, we couldn't get any clarity. And we actually, as a SPAC, before we did Atlas Clear, had to deal with a company called TradeStation that we think got stuck in the SEC quagmire over, can we get crypto out to the market? We have a president that launched his own meme coin, right? Which is very colorful, right? He's a colorful character.
I mean, his wife did as well.
His wife did it
Yes.
as well, which is fantastic. But really the message that's being sent to all of us on the street is we're going to get the government at least out of the way. Of course, there's going to be heavily, the regulation's not going to go away.
Sure.
Hopefully it's just defined in a way
Right.
that we know the rules. And we're going to know the rules this year, and we're going to be in a place to take advantage of it. So we're actually quite excited about what's happening from an administrative perspective.
Some clarity, I think, is what everybody has kind of been wanting for.
Absolutely needed clarity. We haven't had that. It's hindered us, and not just us, but everyone. But we're confident in the new administration, certainly exciting. And from the regulatory perspective, we think there has to be regulation, but it has to be rational. And you have to be able to move businesses forward. And without that lack of clarity, and with irrational regulation in some situations, it's really hindered businesses overall, and in particular our sector. Because when you're a heavily regulated clearing institution and the licensing set we have, we need clear understanding, especially when you're talking about new products, about the impact of the new products. Are we going to be? So we've always stated that we will deal in digital assets because we do believe that's the wave of the future, but we were never going to put ourselves before the regulatory guidance.
Right.
We needed that guidance first and foremost. And so we've got that. And then when we look at the banking side of things, we've got a bank, commercial bank out of Wyoming that we've got under contract to acquire. It's over 100-year-old charter, Fed member bank that with this new infusion of capital that John just referenced, we'll be able to begin in earnest that Fed approval process here, hopefully in the next 45 to 60 days. And that's a big component of what we're doing longer term as well. And we think from the banking side of things, again, we think the regulation could be favorable. And hopefully it'll be a fairly quick process, a successful process.
If I could just add a little more color on that, right? I mean, I've always been frustrated with the stall for crypto. I actually prefer the term distributed ledger technology because that really is what's important to retail in the street, whether or not they all know it. DLT will allow us to clear and settle products simultaneously. It will allow the regulators to have perfect transparency into the important things they care about. Know your customer, AML, all of that is in the chain itself. And so it becomes a much more perfect market. And we've seen over the years, as we've moved from fractions to decimals to ECNs, how a more perfect market is better for everyone. And so when crypto comes in a regulated way, it's going to be better for everyone. It's going to be really good for our company because we're going to be right in the middle of it.
And you'll have, it sounds like blockchain technology behind what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Well, how can people follow you?
Well, we've got a couple of different ways. The best way is to follow our stock, symbol Alpha Tom Charlie Hotel, ATCH, traded NYSE Amex. We also have LinkedIn pages. You can go to our website, atlasclear.com. We are working with a couple of companies to get more press out, to get people to look at our stock and go, hey, this company today has a market cap of like $2.5 million. It's got 4 times that much cash in the brokerage firm that it's running that's profitable. It's got a $45 million investment deal. It's in a space it's hard to get into. It's run by people that have been in the industry for 30 years who've been there and done that. So we are interested in getting people to follow us because we think we have a great story to tell.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for coming in and telling your story, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank
Jane.
you.
Thanks.